The pine forests of northern Syria, a unique and precious ecosystem protecting the rugged mountain slopes, considered a national treasure by Syrians. But the conflict in Syria is destroying its environment as well as its people and its cities. Tens of thousands of hectares of forest have been burned to the ground. The choking smell of scorched earth is round every corner. Great tracts of land are silent, lifeless. This is man-made environmental destruction, regime-made, caused by shells deliberately fired into the forest. Locals tell us at first it was to deny smugglers, refugees, fighters the protection of the trees, but later it became another way to punish the communities living here for rising up against the regime. The fires flared up all through the summer. Locals had no means to fight them. They say Syrian authorities just stood by as the pristine wilderness burned.
For thousands of years, our ancestors labored in these forests. Bashar al-Assad in few minutes burned the trees. It used to be such a lovely natural area. Now it just makes you depressed. He sent Shabbihas to burn the forests in the Turkmen and Kurdish mountains. But when we drove the Shabbihas away, he sent planes to burn them instead.
The fires are not just Syria's tragedy. They've become Turkey's loss also. The wind took the flames across the border. Even with firefighting helicopters, Turkey could not stop their advance. This was the home of the striped hyena and a major bird migration route.
Kuş sesi yok.
There are no bird sounds. It's finished. The forest is torched. The water is muddied from landslides. It's empty of living creatures, like a disaster zone. Everywhere you look, it's a catastrophe. It's grim, dark. You feel ashamed to be human.
Autumn rains are already washing the fragile topsoil away. Nidal Özdemir says it will take decades for the landscape to regenerate.
Biz göremeyebiliriz.
We will not see the recovery. Our children won't either. Maybe our grandchildren will. It will take 80 to 90 years. I hope nature, with its own power, can mend it. Whatever the human hand touches, it ruins and destroys.
In this punishing conflict, no part of Syria is sacred. No part is untouchable. Anita McNaught, Al Jazeera, in the mountains of northern Syria.
Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video on all these fires that are going on across the world. Don't you find it odd that there are a shit ton of fires going on and they're just unable to stop these fires, and it's burning up our forests, it's burning up homes, it's burning up everything? Now, not only this, but I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this tactic was used in a lot of wars, and I have them stated here in this video. World War II it was used, Hitler used it, Stalin used it, World War I it was used. What they are doing is they are burning people out of their homes. And then if they're not burning people out of their homes, they're flooding people out of their homes. Don't you find it odd that the people in Dickerson couldn't get their insurance money unless they agreed not to boycott against Israel? You guys can say what you want about Israel, but no, I do not believe in what they are doing. I do not believe in their satanic crap. I do not believe in none of that. They are over there killing the Palestinians like crazy, and it seems to me nobody cares. Nobody cares. Do you know how many Palestinians have died? They are taking the land over there, and they are expanding out Israel. And they are killing the Palestinians, and not anybody cares. That's not right. And then when before the war over in Syria, they burned up their forests and everything. It's the same thing they did over in Russia. They burned up the forests and homes and everything else so people wouldn't have a way to eat. What do you think is going on here? It's the same communist fucking regime that is doing it here that did it everywhere else. I do not understand this at all. And it's like so many people are blind to this. It makes me sick. It really does. You know, many don't understand this, but I'll tell you this. The Freemasons, the Illuminati, and all that shit is real. They've been around for thousands of years. Do you understand Hitler was a Freemason? Stalin was a Freemason. Lenin was a Freemason. All of them was Freemasons. This is legitimately a Freemason tactic. You guys need to study and do research before you say I'm wrong, because this is a bunch of bullcrap. You know, I'm working on a video right now, and many might not like me for what I say, but I'm tired of giving a crap about that. I'm putting out the truth, and if you don't like the truth, don't watch my channel. Because a lot of things don't add up that we was told about our history, and the research I've been doing is just absurd. How many times we have been lied to and what we've been lied to about. I bet you most of you don't even know that the white people in America that are here now are descendants of slaves. Because yes, white people was slaves too. They went over to Europe and they took them and they brought them over here. And they didn't give a shit if they died. They didn't care about none of that. Because they could just go back over there and kidnap more and bring them over here. Read White Cargo. Or read They Was White and They Was Slaves. So many of the white people that are here today are descendants of slaves. It's not that we was slave owners. Do your research and you'll find out who the real slave owners was. You know, and it just makes me sick that America is literally being burnt up or flooded out with all these hurricanes and everything. It's the same crap that they used for a lot of wars. The same thing. The same thing is going on here that happened over in Russia when the Freemasons went over there and took over. I just don't even know what to say because it's just ridiculous. And no, I don't stand with Israel. I do not stand with fake Israel. That is not the Israel in the Bible. The Israel in the Bible are people. Jacob was named Israel. So no, I do not stand with them, and I do not care who likes me or who don't like me for speaking on this, because it's ridiculous. So you're telling me that these people, that their homes burnt down or flooded out, they can't get their insurance money if they don't agree not to boycott Israel? Are you serious? And then FEMA buying out all these homes and not letting people rebuild? Right there, you know, think about it. This is all their agenda. All their agenda to turn America into a communist regime and to stack people up in homes and them towers, them high-rise towers that they want to build. That's exactly what it is. So you better wake up and realize what's happening in America. Alright guys, I'm just frustrated with all this because, you know, I just find it odd people can't collect their insurance money if they don't agree not to boycott Israel. How fake is that? All right.